The products you're going to use is from the TikTok shop. I will be using the Dola, if that's how you say it, the Dola products. Their glue, their spray, their wax stick, and definitely the tint. This story starts off with our mechanic leaning against the car. The owner of the car comes out telling him, "Hey, get off of my car. What the hell do you think you're doing?" He says, "Hey, I'm a mechanic. I was just here looking and I'm thinking, I could really fix up your ride for you for real cheap." The owner obviously gets mad and says, "Listen, I know you're kind. You guys are nothing but crooks. I don't trust you." Right? They tell him to get away from their car. They get in their car. They slam the door. Mr. Mechanic looks over and he sees someone with a vehicle that obviously needs some help because that car sounded really strange. So he said to them, "Hey, sounds like your engine's sparking but not starting up. Mind opening up the hood for me?" They get out of the car, they open up the hood, and he says, "Your timing belt is out. That's what gets the engine moving, kind of like a bike chain." The car owner says, "Oh, you're a mechanic. I'm just in luck then because I need to go get some jobs done and this car wouldn't start." The mechanic says, "Your engine's in bad shape. Cars are like people. Sometimes you just gotta let them go. If you sit back, I'll get this up and running for you in no time." So he gets to work on the car. The owner is looking at him and he's like, "So where's your shop?" Mechanic says, "I don't really have a shop. I prefer street gigs. It's so much easier, so much freedom. I don't want to be tied down." "Why, are you gonna report me?" "Nah, just checking to see, what you into, because I might need your help again." So Mr. Mechanic decided, "You know what, I'm gonna fix this car up, but I'm gonna loosen something else so that he'll need my services again." After he was done, he gave him his number. The owner took out a big wad of cash and said, "Yo, thanks, I appreciate it." And they left. That was the most money that Mr. Mechanic has made in a little minute. So he's like, "Well, I can actually take a breather tonight." They go to a bar. Just as they step in, someone spills some drink on them. He brushes it off and lets them know, like, "Listen, it's no big deal. It's fine. I'm good. Don't worry about it." He sits by the bar with his favorite bartender in a very good mood, orders some whiskey instead of beer. That's how you know that things have been really good. He lets her know, "I met this random rich dude. He piled money on me." "How much?" "Like a few $100." She says, like, "What's the catch? Why do you stop here?" "He was a total pushover, so I made sure he'd come see me again by messing with the engine. I can take it easy for a couple of weeks. Now, what a weird day." She says, "It's not weird, it's awesome. You've had a good day, but don't get all sappy over it. You'll scare away your luck." While they're having their conversation, a random person in the bar is like, "Yo, they raided the lower branches of the cartel last night and totally cleaned them out. Wasn't it that Russian warehouse gang? Like, what's going on with them? They're the up and coming big guys. It's all about the mercifuls. Even their minions just threw money into the streets. They think they're all that." "Those guys have been at it since yesterday," the bartender said. "It's like having the news channel on. Hustlers on the street should really be watching out. That means you too." Mr. Mechanic says, "Sounds like old times. Like, what's the stinky crowd here tonight, though? What's going on?" She lets him know, "Listen, don't ask me. I don't like serving them either." So, yeah. Just then, Mr. Mechanic's phone rang. He's like, "Hello?" The guy from earlier is like, "What the hell did you do to my car?" He's like, "This is how you pay me back for giving you a chance? My evening job went down the drain thanks to you." "Pay you back? You don't like how I fixed up your car? I can take another look at it if you come by right now." He gives him the address, and he was there in under an hour. He gets in, he's like, "Listen, I'm not up for your little tricks. I need you to fix this car right." Mr. Mechanic says, hey, if it blows again, you must be one crappy driver. She says to the bartender, listen, I need a double shot of whiskey, please. The engine overheated. That heap of junk almost exploded on me. Mr. Mechanic says, not sure how fast you were going, but cars don't explode that easy. Something just doesn't sit right. Are you asking for a refund? The car was ready for the junkyard. You've got enough dough just to get a new one. What do you want from me? No, I should be asking you, what do you want from me? You want me to play along with you in this BS scam? I'm trying to keep an ongoing relationship with my clients, says Mr. Mechanic. Oh, are you pulling your salesman pitch again? You could say that. I'm not your average mechanic, and I can even sweeten the deal. You want to sleep with me? I could if that's what you want. If you continue to use my services, drink up, it's on me. They go out back, and they take him to the car, and they're making out on the car hood. Things were getting kind of heated, but then Mr. Mechanic glimpsed into the car and saw a pew-pew on the seat. So he's like, listen, I don't want no trouble. I'll pretend I didn't see anything, and I'll walk away. Just as he said that, he was remembering what the guys were saying in the bar, that these mercifuls all have money and they throw it around, and he's thinking, like, crap, he must be one of them because he had a whole lot of money and gave it up like it was nothing. What the hell did I get myself into? Oh no, don't stop now, Mr. Mechanic. And he calls them by their full name. Like, are you gonna pull another tearjerker? You called me out here, we gonna get this over with. And I'm gonna call you whenever the hell I want to. You wanted us to have a relationship? Well, guess what? You got me now. So Mr. Mechanic gets things over with, and then he's like, listen, I did my part, lose my number, don't ever call me again. They said, I never told you anything like that. Look out for my call. I will be calling you again. And then they drive off. A couple of days later, Mr. Mechanic is out minding his business when he gets a phone call. It's me. He's like, what the hell? What is it? Pick up the car to your left down the block. He's like, you got somebody watching me? What's going on? I'm a mechanic, not a driver. They're like, well, I need you to pick me up in that car. I'll make it worth your while. They gave them the address, and Mr. Mechanic headed off. He gets there, he pulls up, he's directed to this garage. He drives in, and there's some sort of deal going down. Just as he gets out the car, they're like, all right, where's the goods? He's directed to open up the car. They open the car. In the trunk is 2 big bags full of the good stuff. Mr. Mechanic obviously didn't know that's what was going on. But he keeps a good poker face, acts like he don't see nothing, goes on about his way. One of the guys walks up to him and is like, what the hell is going on with you? And pulls a pew-pew at him. Mr. Mechanic just looks at him without even batting an eye, like, what? You think I'm supposed to be scared or something? That obviously didn't fly with the person who called him there. So they punched him and beat the crap out of him and said, listen, you're not going to pull a gun on one of my guys like that. The next time you do some crap like that, you're going to get a bullet through your head. You gotta give it to those mercifuls. They sure look out for their family, says Mr. Businessman. The business gets wrapped up, and then they're heading out. So it gets mentioned like you didn't bat an eye at the gun. Most people would have crapped their pants. Mr. Mechanic says, I've seen plenty of that type of stuff in the street. Learned a lot from the streets, it seems. I knew it when I first saw you. You're not a normal guy. Mr. Mechanic says, listen, normal or not, I don't know. I've just seen a lot of stuff. By the way, I'm not the man you want. I don't do risky runs. Why not? It's a breeze compared to what we did in the parking lot. Mr. Mechanic was obviously not happy by that statement right there. Like, what the hell? Should we give it another go? Says their partner. That's not what I mean. Eyes on the road, Mr. Mechanic. Now, those shady guys know my face. The worst thing, that's even worse than what we did in the parking lot. You don't have a choice now, remember? It's all part of our deal. I give you money, you do what I tell you, and that's that. Odds and ends.